Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on Liztheone TV. I'm your girl, Liztheone. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for your girl. So, a lot of people may not agree with my opinion on this, but I'm going to give it anyway. And I wasn't even going to speak on the subject, but I'm going to speak on it now. So, Monique issued an apology to DL Hughley, which I feel was not really an apology. If you listen to the apology, she says, "I'm sorry that you feel that way," or if you felt offended by certain trigger words, but never during the apology when she was apologizing to his family, like his daughter for bringing up her trauma, and she should have just left whatever issue she had between her and DL Hughley. She never said, "I'm sorry I made you feel bad. I'm sorry I did this," and never really took accountability for what she did. So for me, it wasn't really an apology. Secondly, about this whole Netflix lawsuit thing. So I'm on page 6, right? And Black Twitter makes up a lot of things. It does not say, I'm looking all over, it does not say how much she settled her discrimination lawsuit with for Netflix with, right? So on page 6, it says Monique settled her lawsuit against Netflix. Netflix settled a lawsuit with Monique, who sued the streaming giant over what she deemed was a lowball offer for stand-up special, claiming it was rooted in discrimination against Black women. So we all know that Hollywood is a what have you done for me lately town. And if you haven't done anything lately, they're not going to pay you very much, okay? So according to court documents obtained by the Hollywood Reporter, both parties moved to dismiss the suit Tuesday, though details of the settlement have not been disclosed. Now, Monique had been blackballed for a while. She won an Oscar for portraying the mother in Precious, right? And she played a real monster in that, and she won an Oscar for it. Now, her fallout came with Lee Daniels because she claimed that he only paid her $50,000 and claimed that he was supposed to pay her something on the back end, which is what he claimed. My issue with Monique is not that she wasn't lowball, because she probably was. We know that people claim, that there are really shady deals that get done behind the scenes. So I'm not going to claim that she got done dirty. My issue is, why would you big up Amy Schumer? And I have said this in a previous video. You're bigging up Amy Schumer. You're bigging up Roseanne. I have said this in a previous video. It was years ago, probably like 3 years ago. You're bigging up all these people, but you're tearing down Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, all these Black people who really, when you listen to the audio of Tyler Perry, he really sounds like he's trying to help her. So when you hear the audio of Tyler Perry, it in my perception, it sounds like he's offering to pay her the money that Lee Daniels wouldn't. So my issue with Monique is not that she has been done dirty, because listen, Black women get done dirty all the time. That's not the issue. But my issue is the condescension. If you have a problem with DL, why would you bring up his daughter's trauma, knowing that what you claim your brother did to you and your parents didn't listen? My issue is, why would you down every Black person that's really trying to help you? Because Tyler Perry did offer to pay you what Lee Daniels was supposed to pay you, is what you claim. And you and your husband pretty much blasted him. Also, I do have a problem with the issue with with your husband being your manager, because listen, if you haven't successfully managed anything else, why would you be my manager? Really, what you can do is go get me a cup of coffee like I paid you to do when we first met. So people are not really going to like this. So let me get back to this. Okay, so it says the actress and comic sued Netflix in 2019 for gender discrimination and retaliation a year after calling for fans to boycott the streaming service due to their opening offer of $500,000 for a 1-hour special in 2017, citing gender and color bias. Here's the thing with Monique. I want to believe that, she's this great comedian. I used to watch her on certain shows. So like before Wild 'N Out, they used to have roasting shows when I was a kid, and she used to be on them, and she used to do very well. She used to do a lot of stand up, and And I'm not the hugest Corey Holcomb fan, but I do agree that a lot of it was about bashing skinny women and about her being a big woman. And when you look at it now, because I was a little kid, when you look at it now, it's not very funny. So I do believe that a lot of the time she's on stage bringing up issues because she can't compensate for not really having any funny jokes. So whenever she's on stage now, it always seems to be her cussing somebody out or her issuing an apology, and there's just not very much material there. Okay, so let me get back to this. Pretty much on page 6, it does not say how much she settled for. Okay, now I'm going to post some things on in a few tweets, and maybe I'll redact the names, but if you go to Twitter, Black Twitter at least, it's saying that she settled for this astronomical amount in millions, but we can't confirm that. There is no reputable news source that can confirm that that's what's happening. I think the reason that they settled is because Monique is trying to get her career back on track, and she really doesn't need the heat right now. So pretty much the article on page 6 goes on to say, what makes Monique, who has been labeled a living legend based on her awards from around the world, worth $12,500,000 less than Amy Schumer? Well, Monique believes that she's worth less than Amy Schumer because she big-upped Amy Schumer and still put down all the black comedians that got paid big money. So I think that I would have had a lot more respect. And I know a lot of black women probably just went and took Monique's side because she claimed to be doing it for black women. I would have had a lot more respect for Monique had she pretty much went in on Amy Schumer too, because Amy Schumer's jokes are not original. And I was never a Patrice O'Neal fan, but you cannot steal somebody's jokes, make all this money, and not, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's not even funny. She's not funny. So for me, I would have had a lot more respect had you kept that same energy with Amy Schumer and Roseanne Barr that you seem to be keeping for black people. So, that's pretty much it. And the article goes on to tell you how a California judge allowed the lawsuit to proceed in 2020. And then it goes on to say, y'all told Monique to shut up and she was the problem and everything else. But look at Netflix cutting her a huge check, tweeted one fan, with another adding, Netflix having to shell out and give Monique a settlement when they could have just paid her what she deserved in the first place. That's just it. We don't know how much they paid. They could have paid her half of that and just the court cost. So if somebody knows where I can find how much she was actually paid, I would really appreciate it. But until then, I don't know how much they paid. They may have just settled for the $500,000, and maybe she has to pay her lawyers herself. Like, you know, I want to know how much they settled for, or maybe they settled for zero. Maybe the lawsuit was dropped because it's a settlement. So I'd like to know. Somebody let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Peace out.